Let's take a seat and talk about my top five comic book duos. Now, when it comes to comics, I read Marvel and DC. I think they're both good comic book companies that create great stories for both sides. So I just kind of wanted to preface that before I go into this list. But also, before we fully get into the list, Deadpool and Wolverine is my one honorable mention. Coming up in fifth place is Hal Jordan and Barry Allen. Now, I think one of the best things about Hal and Barry's relationship is that no matter how many times they may joke with each other, they always come through for one another when they really need it. And I think they have some of the best synergy when it comes to fighting out of probably some of the Justice League members. I think they're up there with Superman and Batman. And I just love the bromance. Like, it's just amazing. Yep, Flash again. I'm a huge Flash fan. And Barry and Wally is the next duo coming up in fourth. Now, I mean, come on. I think one of the best things about Barry and Wally's relationship is seeing how Barry is so eager and ready to be able to help Wally whenever he asks. And I also think the naiveness in Wally is what brings the best out of Barry. So Barry can be like, hey, I know you're down on yourself, or I know you're not thinking in the best way, so let me help you. And Barry is genuinely just one of the best mentors in comics. And this moment when I first read it just made me cry. Coming up in third is Damian and Nightwing. Now, I love the relationship mainly due to the fact of how it started and where it is now. And I just love the back and forth dialogue between Nightwing and Damian. It's quite literally like they really are blood brothers. And they might as well be. Because genuinely, when you have moments like these, you really do tend to appreciate the growth of characters and growth of relationships. And I think Damian and Nightwing are just a great example of that. Coming in at my runner-up is Miles and Peter. Much like Barry and Wally, Miles and Peter have a mentor-protege relationship, but also somewhat like a brotherhood. And I love it so much. And what makes this relationship great for me is whenever Ultimate Peter dies initially and then he later comes back, it's just the shock on Miles's face when he sees him. He's like, yo, like, how are you even alive? And I think it shows through Miles's journey how much he appreciates Peter. Like the moments when they're just up on the roof talking or eating together, I feel like it makes so many more moments later down the road for Miles when he accomplished things so much greater because he had Peter to help him through those things to understand how to be a better Spider-Man. And coming in at number one is, you probably guessed this one, Superman and Batman. I mean, what else do I need to say? I mean, it's the two GOATs of the DC universe. I think nobody has better synergy than Batman and Superman. Point blank and simple. I think the chemistry, the dialogue, whether you want to go from comics to live action to cartoons, whatever fiction or media you want to go to, these two reign supreme when it comes to duos in comic books. Like they're always transparent with each other and straight up when they need to be. And I love the little subtle jabs